technically, I'm not a cheater.
This is Conversations with Cousin Carlie. Hi, my name is Shayna Singleton, aka the Herpes Goddess and founder of Herpes Can Never. I am a confidence coach, and this is Conversations with Cousin Carlie.
Hello, everybody. I'm Carlie, also known as Carlie Rock. I am a coach as well as the CEO of the brand Merch by Carlie Rock.
Okay, so today we are talking about cheating.
Yes.
All right, let's just get into it. Have you ever cheated on?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
What's funny is the first time I actually was like, let's be exclusive. Let's have an actual relationship. I have a weird dating story, and the way that my dating life went. So the first time I actually agreed to be wholeheartedly invested in one person and actually required the same was the first time I got, well, technically I could say I got cheated on.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? What was that process? I've never been cheated on and known about it or been in an official relationship.
Okay. So it's as bad as anybody ever, like as it's ever been portrayed, as you might have seen people react. It felt to me as bad as that because there were levels to it. The first thing about it was I had a strong feeling initially that I couldn't trust this person, or that, you know what I mean, or that they weren't going to be 100% honest with me, number one. Number two, I was already going through an emotional time in my life. Mm-hmm. Number three, there were several chances where I got inklings like, this is leading up to me about to find out some crazy stuff. But if you want to hear the short story, is basically there was this trip happening. Mm-hmm. Keeps talking to me about this trip that him and his friends are going on. Yeah. Okay. Whole thing. I see the pictures from the trip, and something just looks off in the way that the pictures look as they're being posted. When we're talking, I don't hear from him less when he's away. I'm thinking, I've been to different resorts and stuff like that, and I know people who have been all around to all these different countries, and there's never a problem with getting in touch with anybody. Now I can't get in touch with you like as I normally would, and I'm not the type of person to like. We weren't so deep that I knew like all of the hotel information and all of the room numbers and all of this stuff, and so I didn't do all of that extra. But how I found out is when I'm looking at the pictures, I'm like, what's going on? He was like, well, what do you think? I did something? And I'm like, I'm thinking so, because something's not adding up. And funny enough, it was the comments. Comments on Instagram can tell you everything. Yeah. And it was just something that seemed, the comment under the picture just seemed like, was this person there? And when I clicked on that comment, it led me to a page and led me to another page. And I see this woman and my boyfriend and all the pictures on the trip. And all the pictures in the trip. And I'm just like, wow. Like, so this, but you know, it's funny. He didn't know. And it was a whole thing it was a opportunity to get him back. So I'm like, I'm showing him how I found out, but it didn't make anything any better. I was feeling duped. I felt like I was I felt gaslit. Yeah. I felt gaslit. I felt ashamed for not listening to my intuition sooner.
Cover that, because you said that you had the feeling.
I had the feeling, but I just didn't go for it. And the fact that before leading up to this, I had a feeling like maybe we should separate anyway. Yeah. And because I didn't listen to it back then, I brought myself to the position of being with someone who ended up cheating on me. If that was the one time I knew. And that changed. Like, I stopped dating after that, because I said, Carlie, you need to get it together, clearly, because you saw certain things and you didn't jump on it. We were long distance, and that made me reconsider the fact that I do a lot of long distance dating. It's like, Carlie, what do you really want going forward now? Yeah. Because maybe, and I always at that time too, I was thinking of a lot of things personally. It wasn't, I'm going to blame this person for this. So yes, I was extremely upset with him. I felt like he was a fake. I felt like he was a liar, but it ended up being, for me, you need to take some time for yourself, because you had red flags flying all in your face and you didn't do one thing about it. Like, the only things I did was try to like get therapy, because I thought that I had trust. Like, I have trust issues, so I should go to therapy to work on my mental. Plus, I'm going through a crazy time right now. So maybe all of this is making me not trust him. Maybe I'm bringing old baggage in. So the therapy ended up helping in more ways than one. However, um, it's what made me realize, like, Carlie, no, you just need some time to really honor yourself a little bit more, so you could pay attention to the signs and really stick to something when you feel like it's wrong. So yeah, that's my the whole cheating story.
Jesus. Well, I'm sorry you had to find out that way. I already know. I think about, it was a time in my life I was like in a relationship, but it was never an official relationship. So
Mhm.
when I found out that other person was messing with someone else, I found
Right.
the same way you found out on the
Mhm.
internet, and I remember that feeling. It was like I felt like I needed to throw up.
Oh yeah.
So I can't even imagine when it's something that is set in stone. I got that feeling with something that wasn't set in stone. I can't
Right.
imagine the feeling with something that is set in stone. Um, One thing I wanted to talk about was, have you ever been a cheater? Because with me, I seen in my past relationships, especially
Mhm.
with my relationship with my child's father,
Mhm.
I never cheated, but if I wanted to step out, I would leave.
Mhm.
I would end the relationship and do
Right.
whatever I had to do, and
We're
then I would
protected.
come
Yeah.
back to
So we're
protect.
getting real technical. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
thought
was the part we were apart.
I thought I was protecting the trust that way, because since I'm not cheating on you, it's not like I'm betraying our relationship. But at the end of the day, ultimately, I was betraying the trust, because he ended up feeling like an option. And he still was getting mad over the things that I was doing when I was single. But my common clapback was, I'm single. You can't tell me what I can and can't do while I'm single. I can do whatever the hell I want to when I'm single. So it's like a fine line there. So one, have you ever cheated? And then two, what does cheating in a relationship even look like to you, besides sleeping with someone else or
Right.
going on a whole vacation with somebody else? What else could be cheating? Could it be talking on the phone? Could it be texting? Could it
Mhm.
be hanging out? What else could be cheating?
So so in the relationship where I was actually official, no, I never cheated. I literally, people don't message me, don't nothing, right? Um, but before that, I wouldn't even call it cheating, because listen, we have no exclusive ties. Um, we never made an agreement, like, but see, this is a whole nother, we could get into that, but we never made an agreement to discuss if we were seeing other people. But that's a whole nother, like I said, health wise, that's a whole other conversation. But we did not, we, and around that time, I'm not going to lie to you, because of the way that, like, I was introduced to dating, the age that I was, and everything. By that time, I was more of a, I'll follow your lead. I'm not going to ask anybody for more than they're willing to give. I like you, and we're dealing with each other like this, and it's amicable. And like I said, long distance, I don't live here. So when we're together, this is how it is. Yes, some people, some of the guys at different times, if I was seeing like a main guy, would be like, oh, so are you talking to anybody right now? And you know what? One time I literally said to him, I said, well, right now I got two in a possible. And he was like, why would you say this to me? And I'm thinking, I'm just being honest with you. Right. So I'm thinking, I'm just being honest with you. I'm just letting you know, like, yeah, because I know that you're messing with other girls. Like, I know that this is happening. So have I ever cheated? No. Have I ever kind of downplayed if I was talking to like another guy at the same time? I definitely have, because I didn't want to admit to one person, like, I like him more. and I wish he lived closer, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to go deep into that and be and all of that. But so I would say, I'd say no to that. But cheating, what is cheating? Growing up, I used to say anything that you would do if you wouldn't do it while your spouse was there, or if you wouldn't do it without your spouse knowing. I mean, if anything that you're doing that you do not want your spouse to find out about, and you would not participate in if your spouse knew about it, technically it's cheating for me.
Okay.
Technically.
You say that, I think about a TV show. Look at me. I remember my past relationships. If we was watching a television show together and you go ahead and watch the new episode without me, I felt cheated on. So, you even did that. It's levels to this.
Right. So I would say I guess in a romantic sense. But now I would say this. If I was with someone and I saw them commenting on a picture,
mm-hmm.
No, I'm like, nah, I'd still be upset. I'd definitely still be upset. I don't know if I'd be like, you're a cheater. You're under this girl's post.
It'll turn your alarm on though.
Exactly. That would make me want to know who is this person. Maybe because now this is how I get to the proper answer. If there is a person,
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? If whatever the actions are, if there becomes like an attachment of some sex is sex, number one, though. If you step out on me sexually in any way, physically in any way, that's cheating for me. Yeah. Even if you kiss somebody that you cheated, it might be a small offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you cheated. Emotionally wise, the moment it becomes a person, you know what I mean? Yes, everybody's a human and stuff. But the moment this person becomes a person that you can consider outside of me, I consider that cheating.
Okay.
If you make it an effort to message that person good morning every day, that's something for me.
Yeah. You're holding.
Whether that person even replies back to you, that's something for me, because you're trying to build the separate connection with somebody.
I have an ex-boyfriend of mine that I stayed close with, and we was literally together when I was like 19 years old. So that just gives you the timeline. Mm-hmm. Move forward in the relationship, and his girlfriend just did not like me, and I could not understand why. I'm like, I've been in the military. I'm here.
Right.
We have no association with each other that way. And come to find out, he kept all my letters from when I left to basic training. Okay. And she found them, and I'm like, oh, there we go. I'm like, why would you keep those letters? Why do you still have those letters? Mm-hmm. Actually, don't like my ass now. Just read a personal letter. I think something even down to that, like, I felt her. If you were my man, you know what I'm saying? We have a family. I'm about to have a baby with you. And I go into your personal stuff, and you still have these very personal and intimate letters from some girl you dated years ago. I kind of would feel cheated on in a way. Like, what are you holding on to? Why haven't you moved forward?
Yeah.
Why is this still here in the house? I want to move forward from that. I wanted to make sure I cover that, but I also wanted to cover, before we get off of our video, there's this girl from Bad Girls Club, I think her name is, and she had went viral recently talking about all men are going to cheat. I just don't want to know about it.
No.
So her opinion was,
yes, Megan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the girl Megan, yes. She was like, if you're going to cheat on me, do what you got to do, but you better be good at it. I better not have a feeling in my heart that you were cheating. I better not have you know what I'm saying? I better not.
Oh, I definitely, because I've heard it before. I used to hear it all the time growing up, especially like elders. Mm-hmm. It'd be like, is anybody at your door? You know what I mean? Is anybody at your door? Are you hearing from anybody? Is your house taken care of? Are you taken care of?
Yeah. So
Wow.
how do you feel about that?
Okay. I'm going to say it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cheat on me. Don't cheat on me. That is my hard limit. And I think I'm able to say that with such certainty because of the way it hit me when it happened to me. And then I was grown also. I never experienced that at a young age. I experienced it being grown and that happening. So, but also, if I'm married, I don't know if the history of our marriage and all of that would end about over one offense. However, there would be like a lot of stuff we'd have to do because it's a hard, that's my like hard my hard limit.
Okay.
Is infidelity. So I don't know if I could deal with that. However, no, I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah, but
I don't even want to put nothing out in the atmosphere.
You don't even put that out.
I'm thinking if my man is doing all of this and I never know, then I won't ever know. You know, but that doesn't mean I in my head.
Because I'm saying, like, if you don't know about it.
Right. But the thing about it is, though, Shayna,
mm-hmm.
if somebody knows, okay? Somebody knows. And so, but this is exactly why I'll say I still don't like it. Because I found out before that I was being cheated. I was the person that someone was cheating with.
Okay.
I know that she didn't know why, because I didn't know I was being cheated on to be telling anybody my business. You know what I mean? So she would have never known why, because her man chose somebody who knew was keeping it between him and her. You know what I mean? And so that doesn't feel good either, because I think connection wise, you might end up feeling it. So I might never know, but it doesn't mean that my man's going to be able to emotionally continue to connect with me the way he's always been. If he's somewhere on the other part of town every Wednesday, Thursday, and Monday, making all of these connections in different ways that I can't click with him with someone else.
Yeah.
You know, unless he's able to come home and be like, this is what I love about you. And so we're going to enjoy this bliss. And then I have this one person here who satisfies this and this. So he might not act different. He might come home and be happier because all the music that she wouldn't listen to him with that I love. It's like, oh, I just did that. We just talked about the artist. I just broke down the references. Now I'm going to go home. Hey, boo, what's for dinner? And you know what I mean? So,
you know,
maybe some people like when their men cheat.
Listen, that's a whole nother.
Damn, that's a whole nother video. But I'm like, imagine there might be perks to that.
Yeah,
that just hit me something different.
I have a family member. I'm not gonna say what kind of family member.
Right. Don't even put the time.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. But I have a family member who. They're both my family member. They've been in a marriage for decades.
Okay.
And the man in the relationship used to be a habitual cheater. Cheating all the time. And I had a conversation with the woman in the relationship. Finally, now that I'm older, keep it real with me. And I'm just like, how are you able to deal with that? And then she's just like, well, Shayna, I had somebody on the side this whole time. And she said, I'm never gonna leave him. We got children together. We've been together since we were teenagers. It is what it is. But one thing that he don't know about me is that I've had someone. She's like, women, we just do it better. And my person knows when my husband calls, you don't speak, you don't say nothing, you don't require anything more than what we have in our relationship. And if I gotta go leave to my husband, I gotta go leave to my husband, and you have no right to complain about it. She has like a literal agreement with her husband. So she said, well, every time I found out about another woman, in the back of my head, I always knew that I had someone else too. So my healing process was a little bit different than your average girl who's just being faithful to an unfaithful guy.
She just went and found her own emotional connections as well.
So that's what got her through it. And I'm just kind of like, so you make a scene, you do this as if you're this faithful person, but all along for over decades, you've had
as well.
had some.
That's like a double deception.
I kind of don't know.
There's one cancel, the other out. I don't even know.
I was just like, oh shit. I didn't know that. I never knew that about her, but then everything started making sense to me on
right
why I didn't look at her as this weak, feeble woman anymore. It was like this all these years I used to just think like, why the hell are you putting up with this bullshit? And then my whole mind changed about her and their whole relationship the minute I found out that inkling of information. Like, oh,
right,
shit.
yeah,
Like his dumb ass just gets caught.
right.
So
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm speechless. Let's just leave it off at there.
Right.
If y'all want a part 2, go ahead in the comment section and put a part 2. We can continue on with the cheating conversation.
Really? This is juicy because I got some. Now I got light bulbs in my head. Like, oh my gosh, I wonder why. What are the benefits of? Wow, can you imagine?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if y'all have any opinion when it comes to cheating, have you been cheated on? Have you been the cheater? Drop your information in the comments. Talk to us. Let us know. This is Conversations with Cousin Carlie. I'm Shayna Singleton. That's Cousin Carlie. Like, subscribe, and share. Your support is welcome. There's a new episode every Wednesday. We love you. Peace, love, and light.